The defense in the Tony Lazzaro sex trafficking trial representing its case today in a very big way.
Lazzaro himself took the stand, and as Fox 9's Rob Olson, he was in court for it also. Rob, what's the very latest?
Well, Lazzaro is still on the stand. His court was ending here just at about 5 o'clock, so he'll continue his testimony tomorrow and come under some pretty strong cross-examination by prosecutors here about what he has said about his story and how it compares to all the other testimony that we have heard in this case. Anton Lazzaro taking the stand early afternoon. There were a few witnesses for the defense as they started after lunch, and then he got up there. He said that he began making money while he was attending Brigham Young University, that he developed a way to drive internet traffic to promotional offers and get paid, basically paid for clicks, that he was earning low six figures already while in college. He spent about a year or so there, moved back to L.A., went to South Dakota following a girlfriend there. That broke up, and he came to Minneapolis because he'd been a Vikings fan since he was a kid. He'd signed up for the Seeking Arrangements dating site in 2013. It is billed as a sugar dating site, wealthy older men and younger women, but he said it's really just a dating site, except it's niche-oriented to people who are wealthy and attractive. He was trying to say it is not at all suspicious or creepy or seedy. It is a dating site, he said. He met Gisela Castro Medina on that site. She brought a friend over. That they did start having relationships with her and with others, and that he was meeting people through Gisela Castro Medina, asking her to introduce him to friends on Snapchat. But he said there was never, ever an agreement to become my recruiter. That term was never used. As he went on into testimony through the afternoon, he didn't really contradict anything that the prosecution has presented in this trial, going through many of the same accounts, except that he said that there was never a promise of gifts or cash in exchange for sex. He earned a reputation of being somebody with a lot of money who was very generous with it, and would hand that money out. But he said there was never any expectation of a sexual relationship with anybody, and never any promise that that would result in him paying them for it. So that is the dispute that he maintains here and that the defense is presenting. But again, he'll come under cross-exam likely tomorrow. Live in Minneapolis, Rob Olson, Fox 9.